Is the brand new movie from Lionsgate that just hit theaters. The film is written, directed, and starring Aziz Ansari. Aziz Ansari leads the movie as the character of Arch, someone who's a freelancer still looking for a full-time job. He's currently living in his car, but he gets hired as an assistant for one of the wealthiest businessmen in LA, who is the character played by Seth Rogen of Jeff. But Jeff unexpectedly fires Arch. He's looking completely down on his life. But Arch's guardian angel, who is Keanu Reeves' character of Gabriel, who only supposed to be an angel for drinking and driving, wants to make finally a difference as an angel and give a man hope for his life. So he does that by switching places Arch with Jeff in order so Arch can learn the lessons that it's not so great being one of the wealthiest people in the world, but it ends up that he's starting to enjoy his life more while Rogen's character of Jeff is struggling with the fact that he is now playing a poor person. Keke Palmer is also in the movie as Arch's love interest in both sets of universes, and also Sandra Oh plays the leader of the Angels, Martha. The film is an hour and 37 minutes and is rated R. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new review here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Mac Dinner. We're talking Good Fortune. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you're notified when my videos drop here on YouTube. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, added theater reactions, box office breakdown shows, all of those things. So please subscribe, ring the bell. We're trying to get to 400 subscribers by the end of 2025. So please hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on Good Fortune? Were you a fan of Ansari beforehand or not? Did you like this movie? Did you not? Did you find this movie to be relatable, or did you find this to be a bit too preachy for you? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Also, guys, please hit the thumbs up button. So, I was very excited for this movie. And the reason why is I am a massive fan of Aziz Ansari because I loved him obviously growing up on Parks and Rec. And for me, at least in my opinion, Master of None on Netflix is one of my 5 or 6 favorite shows ever on Netflix. I love Master of None. He had some controversy as well, kind of around the pandemic. So it's been a while since I've really seen him in something. But the fact that he's back, writing, directing, comedy with Keanu Reeves and Seth Rogen, who are two of my favorite comedic forces in Hollywood over the last 2 decades, got me excited for this movie. Now, I will say this, based on what I've been seeing from people I trust and my friends, I'm going to be a lot higher on this movie. I really enjoy myself with Good Fortune. I think this movie is not the usual straight up studio comedy. This movie is very funny. Each of the 3 lead characters can be in this movie very funny. Ansari, Reeves, Rogen have great chemistry with each other. They're around in the movie an equal amount of time, so you get enough of each of the characters, I would say. For the most part, I'll say actually one bit negative on where we don't get one of the characters in important moments in the movie. But this movie is a lot more serious and than I was expecting. And some people do not like in their comedies some messaging or a mirror at society or things of that nature. This movie really is about the fact of how hard it is for kind of anyone to get a job at this point in society and how everyone looks at the top people in society and say, if I lived this life, my life would completely change. And this movie's dealing with a lot of messaging about, do we need a lot of money to feel hopeful about our lives? Do we need a lot of money to feel comfortable? Do we need a lot of money in order to do everything we want in our lives? Does money solve all problems? And I think this movie does talk about that. It talks about unemployment. It talks about what it takes to maybe possibly get a job nowadays. As someone who's currently at times in the job hunt sphere, it is as difficult as Ansari's character says it is in this movie. So I found that to be very relatable. Um, and I found the messaging to come through very strong. Some people say they left the movie feeling depressed about what the movie was trying to say. I found it to be the opposite. I found it to be a very sweet movie, very hopeful as well, because the themes that the characters learn, make you, in my opinion, feel more hopeful than like depressed about where we are as a society. It sounds like a lot of people came away depressed. I found myself more hopeful and energized. And sometimes comedy movies just have to be sweet. And this movie is a very sweet comedy movie that, yes, is unabashedly a comedy first, but deals with a lot of serious things. And I think the balance for me worked very well. Keanu Reeves was a lot of fun as this angel. At one point, he has to lose his wings in order because he basically switched places, and Martha was not happy about that. So you kind of get Keanu both as a human being and as an angel in this movie, and he's equally funny doing both. Seth Rogen is also as funny as ever, in my opinion, here. And Aziz, I'm a huge fan of his comedic timing. There's a scene where he's trying to explain the job search with a child in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the movie. It was easily the funniest scene to me. Keke Palmer also is playing a character that I think a lot of people are going to relate to, where she's working at this store and she's not quite sure about, you probably trying to unionize to make sure they have work safe conditions. I think, a lot of people are going through that as well, trying to make sure that their working conditions are as safe, as clean as possible. But again, it's also at times a very much a dark comedy, and I'm a big dark comedy fan. But again, I'm used to Ansari's comedic timings and his blending of themes. So for me, it all works for me for the most part. And honestly, I enjoy myself. Again, I love Ansari, Rogen, and Reeves. Are they playing something variety, completely different than they usually do? They are not. But I love Seth Rogen, I love Keanu Reeves, and I love Ansari and what they bring to comedy movies, and that's what they brought here. Now, I will say from a negative perspective, I think the movie does spend a bit too much time in the second half of the movie on Jeff's perspective, because obviously that's the more funny perspective where someone's coming from ultra wealth, where they can just distribute money at any with the side of their finger, and now they're going to becoming a freelance unemployed person living in a car. That's obviously the funnier route to go. But I thought they could, Ansari could have, I know it's a little bit more, I don't know if it's ego, could have focused more on his character in the second half of the movie, because he goes from being poor to rich, and I thought his transition from poor to rich was the most surface level of the movie. They did really go into detail with Rogen's character a lot, going from the rich to the poor, and what it really takes, and how much the rich people use the poor people, and how all these angry poor people, I'm using that in quotes, basically anyone under the rich category, Rogen's realizing how important they are to society and how much the rich use everyone in society in that way. That was done with a lot of complexity and well. I thought they could have done a much better job with Ansari's character, because he's not really in the movie that much in the second half. And they use his exploration of being rich more with his new relationship with Keke Palmer's character, because she, in this other universe, I guess, is still working for this hardware store, not a very wealthy person. So now she's dating a very wealthy person. And the dynamic of that, I just thought that became the most surface level point of the movie, because it shifts from basically Ansari being the lead of the movie to basically even Rogen and Reeves co-leading the second half of the film. And I thought we already got the poor perspective in the first half of the movie. So I would have liked the rich perspective, the highs, the low that come with being of wealth. And I thought the movie went too late into the film to kind of finally explore what Ansari's perspective was. So I thought that was a kind of big negative for me with the story, because I thought there was a big gap from a theme perspective what they wanted to explore. So overall, I had a really good time with Good Fortune. Is this like one of the best movies of the year? It's not going to be in my top 5 or probably 10 movies of the year, but I think this is a very pleasant watch. It makes you think. I think it's very relatable, it's funny, and it's also a nice time at the movies, and a very sweet movie as well. So I'm giving Good Fortune a 4 out of 5 stars. I am going 80% for Good Fortune. Let me know your thoughts on this movie down in the comment section down below. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in another video quite shortly.